Today is March 2nd, 2020. My name is David Cavallo, and I'm on my way to New Bedford Police Department in Downtown Division. I repeatedly tried to acquire a criminal complaint against my mother and ultimately what happens is that the police department refuses to press charges from a child to a parent, regardless of the fact that somebody actually tried to kill the child, where there was a monetary settlement done and the mother swindled the child out of said money. Now, according to the law, a minor has until the age of 18 to have it annulled, file an appeal rather, and lo and behold, if that child is said incarcerated, then the appeal cannot take place, which I believe is an infringement of the Constitution to argue said argument. So today I'm on my way to the police department again for my final approach after a failed civil suit against said person and sibling, who is Angel Cavallo Paul, and the judge ordered in that case dismissed, which is aiding, abetting a criminal to allow them to acquire said items legally. So I'm on my way to the New Bedford Police Department before I go see a lawyer in Boston tomorrow. Wednesday. So either 3rd or the 4th. And I just want it documented that I will be going to the police department, because the last time I tried, I had a disagreement with a sergeant over his oath, or the oath of the police department, also the laws and bylaws, where I have said standing legal ground where if you commit a crime in the state of Massachusetts and you leave before said crime statutory limits expire, then the statute states that the crime is said still open, regardless how many years. So I'm on my way to downtown to file said argument and see where we end up. So again, as we approach the police department, I'm going to keep this rolling so I can document their reactions about proof and yada yada yada, because in the Constitution, anything over 20 years, the word is as solid as a piece of paper, because Antiquities Act. So they're going to call my bluff on proof, and it doesn't seem to matter what I say or do, but it's just aiding and abetting the commission of a crime. It's horrible. Well, let's see where we get. Here we are. We'll keep it going. Cigarette. How you doing?
Nice, how are you?
I was wondering if I could have a word with you.
Sure. What do you got?
Actually, it's about several different things.
Okay.
I came in November to talk to somebody about filing a criminal complaint, and every time I do, I get told no, that they're not going to do it.
What, criminal complaint?
Yes.
What are you going to file against?
Against my mother. As soon as I say mother, everybody says no. They think it's a moral thing.
No.
And I think that's wrong.
What's going on?
I actually took my mother to court over thousands of dollars,
Yeah.
and the judge threw it out because I have no proof. So there's a thing in the Constitution, like an Antiquities Act,
Never
that
heard of it, but go ahead.
I can show you on my
Yeah.
tablet, right?
So-
So the word is just as good as a piece of paper as long as it's over 20 years old. Like a witness,
I
whatever.
don't know if
you
the
know.
judge is going to go by that.
No. But this, so this is my thing. I was sent to the store at 12.10 years old, okay? So in November, my birthday is in January. On my way back from the store, I ran into 4 of my friends. A 5th, not a friend, but a bully, came out of nowhere and started chasing me. He then kicked me head on into a car, which should be assault and battery with deadly weapon, attempted murder, and the kid's
I don't know if
15.
it's all that, but go ahead.
I mean, if I point a gun at somebody and
You don't
aim
go
for
by what the law says.
I understand, but if I point a gun at somebody and aim for the head and shoot him in the ear, there's
Yeah.
no difference in me kicking somebody in front of a car and risking death the same way. You know what I mean? I suffered 3 broken bones, 2 broken teeth, and a permanent head injury that landed me on disability.
How long ago was that?
That was in 1984.
How old are you now?
I'm 48.
So what happened with that kid?
So what happened was, we went to go see David George, and she never
The
filed.
attorney?
Yeah. Well, this is where it gets fishy, because he ain't supposed to give her that paper until I'm 18 years old to sign it over. He gave her that paper, and she forced me into signing it. I'm your mother, you can trust me. I tried reading it, you don't need to read it, and she shoved it in my face, right?
How old were you back then?
15, right? So then, once she got control of that paper, that she turned around and relinquished custody to me into DSS, which then I did 2.9 years, almost 3 years in reform school and everything else. And then when I get out, I say, where's my money? She throws me out of the house and puts a 209A on me. So I tried telling the judge, listen, she owes me money. He goes, I don't care. He gave it to her, she took off and left the state. Now, I have stuff in my backpack that says, if in the commission of a crime, if you leave the state, the statute's still open depending on however long you're gone.
It depends on the case, the type of case.
Well, my case that I want to put against.
The one I can tell you sexual assault is 27 years.
Right.
Property crime is 6 years.
Well, Massachusetts State Supreme Court just changed the sexual child abuse laws to 32. In 2016, I went up to Rockdale Avenue and I tried filing a child abuse on my mother, and the cop laughed at me and told me my father beat me, look how I turned out. And then he absolutely refused to take anything into account. Now, after I got hit by the 1979 lime green Toyota Corolla, which weighs like 2,000 pounds at 40 miles an hour, is 80,000 pounds worth of force, she turns around and does not press charges on the kid. The police report says that I was traveling this way on this side of the street, and I went down the driveway, which then the kid kicked me head on into the car. And then from there, I don't remember unless what I tell you what I was told by the dude who hit me happened to live across the street, right? So what ended up happening was when she relinquished custody, she kept said money, and then when I got out, I tried to tell the judge. I want an explanation, and I want the truth. She's told me back then it was $3,000. I got papers in my thing.
Okay, so how would we come in? Like the police, how would we come in?
Okay, so the baker who called the cops at the gym that's down there, when he called the cops showed up and the ambulance showed up roughly at the same time. Now, when I hit the curb on the other side of the street, I woke up and I crawled the 2 squares of sidewalk on the thing, and I sat there, and then the ambulance showed up, the cop showed up. So
this is back in 1984?
Yes. It's weird, too, because I can remember so much about before this, but after that, I really don't remember much. So what happened was, when I got hit and I flew over there, I went and talked to the people after, and they told me what happened, like, because I asked them, can you tell me what happened? So I want to know. So the dude that hit me told me I hit the front passenger, flew over the back driver's side. The baker told me I went about 25, 30 feet high, came crashing down on the curb the other side, broken arm, collarbone, a rib, 2 teeth, and a permanent head injury. I crawled a couple feet. They picked me up, put me in the thing, St. Luke's. And
did you stay the same?
No, they sent me home within 6-7 hours. I swear to God, they sent me home. And then my mother kept me on the couch and only took me to the bone doctor for my thing, not a head doctor. Now my sister was sick.
Where's your mom now?
Florida. And she's been there since 91. She won't answer. She's like 60 something now. But she won't answer the question. How much money? Why didn't you press charges? Why do you allow your boyfriend to smack me? Now...
But you know we have no powers to force it to talk,
no,
right?
but you can put a warrant out on it.
We can't.
Why?
We don't have that kind of power.
Now, I wrote to Maura Healy. Maura Healy sent me a paper. I can show you. It says the FBI, the Postal Master, because I mailed a package to myself called the Poor Man's Copyright. You know what that is?
I have no idea.
Say you write a novel. And you wanted to like copyright it, but you didn't have the money to copyright it. What you would do is you would mail yourself that, and then if somebody took you to court later, you have a completely sealed envelope, time-stamped and dated. Well, I mean, it's a way to Poor Man's Copyright. That's why it's called Poor Man's Copyright. But I did a piece of art, and they stole my art out of my grandparents' house when my grandmother died. So, and now, like, this is just a constant thing. Like, after her father died...
The only place that could help you, I would say, is a legal aid. But as far as we don't have that kind of power. I wish we did.
Okay, so while she's in Florida, around 99, 2000, she cashed a check for $3,000, right, under my name and social. She signed it, cashed it at Bank of America, and I tried to do this up there. Yeah, I did. And you know who took the report? Her friend Valerie. I don't know her last name. She went to school with my mother. She's a police officer, Cape Verdean girl, about this high. This is in 99, 2000 when I filed the report, and she swept it under the rug. I know that sounds bad, like, you know what I'm saying? But it's the truth. She did, because I did what I was supposed to do. Now, I'm not supposed to police the police on the job. I'm not supposed to come to you every day and say, hey, listen, what's up? You know what I mean? Like, especially being a kid.
I can tell you right off the bat, like, the only thing we could do or have probably already done is a report. And based on what you said, we don't have the power to issue warrants or...
See,
I wish we could. I wish I had that kind of power.
Yeah, but this is my thing. She endangered the welfare of me by not prosecuting, right? Now, my sister had lupus.
She doesn't have powers to prosecute either. Who? You said she...
Maura Healy?
Oh, you're talking about her?
No. I'm talking about my mother right now, but I don't know who you're talking about, because you said you don't know who's going to prosecute.
No, you said she didn't prosecute. That's what you said.
My mother, yes. My mother did not prosecute the kid who was 15, 16 years old who kicked me in front of a car at 12. That's my argument, right? So that's child welfare endangerment.
No, but she wouldn't have the authority to do it. It would be
the police's job, right? But the police report says that I was coming this way and Bob hit me and that was it. But if you get a warrant for the court records, now I got papers.
Well, we're not going to do that.
No, but listen, I got papers in my backpack. One from Superior, one from 3rd District Court, and one says $900 and one says $800, and that's what she sold me out for. So she's claiming 3 broken bones, 2 broken teeth, and a permanent head injury that she sold me out for $800. Now that's perjury because I can prove it, but I can't get to the proof because I've tried going 3rd District Court. And I told Superior Court when I filed in Superior Court that I ain't going to get anywhere in 3rd District Court because I've been trying since I was 19 years old. When I got out of reform school, I've been trying to do and not having the internet. And every time I asked a lawyer, which all broke their oaths, so the oath of a lawyer is that if you take a law thing to become a lawyer, that if you know that another lawyer did wrong, just as the policeman's oath, right? If you know somebody did wrong, you're supposed to do right to fix it to keep intact the integrity of the lawyer system and the police department, right? So here's a lawyer that broke the law, and no matter how many lawyers that I talked to, hey, when I was 12 years old, this is what happened. We don't want to hear it. And this is 7 years later after the initial incident, and now we're going on 30. And I'm still not getting nowhere. So on November 14th, I want to say, I came here and I demanded to talk to a supervisor because I wanted to get arrested because I wanted my day in court and I wanted to take it in front of a judge. But they refused to arrest me. So I told them, well, I'm loiter and then you can arrest me for that and we'll take it from there. I don't know if you've heard about this.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and then when I called in the integrity of the police department, so the sergeant, he took it personal. When I pointed at him like this, he threatened to break my finger.
Really?
Yes. Oh, no, it's right on video. So he threatened to break my finger. They told me there was a video. So when I pointed at him and told him, listen, you should do your job. He goes, you better take that finger away. I'm going to break it. So I went, whoosh. So then he turns around and he goes, dit. Now, when I get overstimulated, I stutter sometimes. I used to go to speech and therapy and whatnot when I was a kid, before I got hit by the car. You know what I mean? And then he called me a retard, which I found quite offensive.
Yeah.
And then he threatened to punch me in the jaw and knock out the rest of my teeth because I'm missing a few. And I filed a report with Internal Affairs on that.
Yeah.
Now, in my opinion, if he hit me, he should have been fired. He didn't hit me, but I think a great punishment would be for him 6 months probation, 1 day a week at the Kennedy Donovan Center, since he wants to make reports of making fun of retarded people.
Yeah, I get it.
And another 6 months for the Boys and Girls Club 1 day a week also, because he wants to make fun of poor people. You know what I mean? It's not my fault I ended up on disability. It's beyond my control. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask to get pushed in front of a car. And I've been through a lot of crap with that.
What's your name?
David Cavallo.
Cavallo?
So, yes. I'll show you. Yes, Portuguese. Oh, I know. I'll show you. You know what I mean?
Show the Cavallo.
Do you? Maybe my father. I don't know. But he's another ass. We won't get into him.
Evil Cavallo. That was a long time ago.
I have an Uncle Abel, but it's on my grandmother's side, which is Jacinto.
1985, was in the River Boat.
That was...
Short guy, short kid.
Oh, no. This guy's way older than that. He was probably like in his 50s or 60s by that time.
Yeah?
Well, because my grandmother in like the 80s was at least 60. So she was kind of retired, so like, you know what I mean? But I tried doing this ever since way back when, and I seem to get nowhere because as soon as they hear the word mother, they don't want to do it.
I can tell you right off the bat. I'm going to tell you this is like, because I have to go because I...
No, I know, but I seen the stripes, so I figured I'd talk to you, you know what I mean?
But I want to tell you right now, right off the bat, we always do reports, especially involves domestic. By law, we have to do it. We would do it. If there was something we could do for you, we would have done it. I have to give you my word as a man, it would have been done.
I understand, and I know it's difficult, but she lives down there, and I believe that Maura Healy, who's the district attorney for Massachusetts, right?
Try legal aid, see if they can do something.
Well, my next goal is to go to see a civil rights lawyer, because then that's the only thing I got an option, because this cat who did it is walking away scot-free. He's been arrested 2 times after that.
You know a good one?
No, that's my problem.
Oh, hey, you got internet, right? You got your phone?
I got it.
I bet you. Hey, Google it.
Well, I'm just gonna go to Boston tomorrow because I was initially gonna.
Yeah, that's even better.
Well,
now you're there, right?
Well, I can find it from the South
Yeah.
Station, but that's what I went to go do after the court thing because I thought it read prejudice and it wasn't prejudice, which still skews me because I only have one more shot and then that's it, case closed. Because you only have two options, like same thing as
What time
criminal,
you
you know what I
Boston?
mean?
I think the weather's supposed to get bad, so far you.
Yeah, no, not tomorrow. I'm gonna go. I think on Wednesday because
Wednesday?
Wednesday's a better day than today.
I
Tomorrow because tomorrow's supposed to rain, and I don't like
Is it?
getting. I don't like getting
You don't
wet.
remember.
I got arthritis.
Oh, me too.
I'm 48 years old and I've had it for over 10 years, so
54 and I've had it since I was probably like my late 30s.
it's horrible.
Yeah.
Like
David?
it feels like sand in the joints when you walk.
doesn't when you walk?
It's horrible.
You just have to do
My
walking,
orthopedist, so I'll give you this advice. My orthopedist takes 2 ground ginger pills, but
Where did they sell those?
health
Ginger
food
pills?
store, yeah.
They'll have them?
Yeah, but the problem is they burn. So you gotta drink like a whole bottle of water per pill, like a bottle and a half for 2 pills.
Get it.
Like he takes like 6
Is
a
that
day.
place in
The one on Kempton Street? Yeah, I think that's
Down
where
to
I got
Earth,
them
right?
from. Yeah.
Oh, ginger pills? I didn't know that.
That's what he told me. Ground ginger pills. He takes like 6 of them a day or
no
something
way.
like that. But I took them for a little bit. I'm not a pill freak or nothing,
Yeah,
so like
well,
you know.
no,
like,
I gotta take it.
But they burn a lot.
You do?
Just from I guess the powder residue being on the outside of the pill. When you swallow it, it gets coated on the thing. So you got to drink a little bit of water until it. I don't like hot stuff anyway. I don't like pepper or nothing like that.
I love hot pepper.
No, I mean pepper, spicy stuff.
Oh, it's
like,
spicy.
yeah,
It gives me migraine. Spicy stuff gives
Yeah.
me migraine. I can't have it.
But I wanted to come down today because it was Monday, and I wanted
Yeah.
to talk to somebody with authority because I seem to get an attitude. I'm not an asshole. I have family that are police officers. I don't know if you know
What's
one
their
of them. One's retired. His name is either Mike or Steven Jacinto for the state trooper, and then I have like a Steven Amaral in California.
Oh, no kidding.
But I've known, like, you know, Albert Pacheco? Old school. Freddie
Oh,
Borges?
yeah.
Okay.
Al retired. Al Chico.
Yeah. I know his stepdaughter Star who died.
No kidding.
Yeah, we used to grow up together before I got
Yeah.
locked up. And then when I got locked up and came back out, I couldn't find her. She died. I didn't see her for like 15 years and she died, yeah. And I happened to look in an obituary one day, just passing by where my grandmother likes to read obits. So I seen it and I called her father up out of the phone book and he actually let me go to the thing. Because they only said friends and family.
But I give you my word as a man, if there was something we could do, we would have done it right now. Okay.
I believe the sergeant doesn't believe I have respect for the police. Because I told him, fuck
I'll
you.
talk to him.
I told him, fuck you. And then I called him a pussy when he threatened to punch me in the jaw and didn't. And I pointed at it. I said, go ahead. Because I'm not scared to take a whipping. You know what I mean? Like, somebody put me in front of how, what are you going to do to me? You know what I mean? So, like, I'm not scared to get my ass whipped.
No, I understand.
That's a part of being a man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But for him to disrespect me, I didn't like it. And it's the only part that I disrespected him on.
Yeah.
I didn't attack him personally. I attacked his integrity, like I said. It's nothing about, like, I don't hate cops. I never hated cops. Like, people hate cops.
I could tell the way you talk to me
I
that you don't.
Like, I have respect for you. If there was no police, there would be crime and chaos going on in the street.
Smart.
I
That's
see it
smart.
every day. You know what I mean? Like, I see people breaking into cars. What do? I call the cops. Now, if I don't call the cops, who's going to call the cops?
Call the cops.
You know what I
That's
mean?
good.
Like, it's just
I
fucking wrong.
appreciate it. You know.
But I just don't like being talked to like that, and especially it brings me back to a confrontational state.
Yeah, he's been
You know,
spoken with.
like-
He's been spoken with for that.
I know, like, because I talked to the captain down there, and he seemed like he didn't like me very much. By the look on his face, I could tell he wasn't happy. But hey, I didn't come here to pick a fight.
Yeah.
Like I said, I want something done, and like I said, I'm limited to what I can do. I'm poor. I don't have no money to ask for a lawyer. As soon as I tell the lawyers, like I told you before, all the lawyers that I asked, hey, and I got a question. I was told you, we can't hit. Nah, that's wrong. That's illegal. That's immoral for their conduct. And nobody listens to the whole concept of the conversation because as soon as they see they hear 12, they're thinking, oh, that's like 10 years ago. We don't want to, no. But in fact, the reality is that here's a commission of a crime that was taken because she stole my money from me and then threw me away to state custody.
You told me. I heard
No,
it.
but that's like pandering, I guess. I mean, but that's sex, you know what I mean? But like,
that's
to
what
me,
it is. Yeah,
she sold me out,
Yeah.
basically. And this is my own mother. And like, I get it. People love their mothers.
Some people shouldn't be mothers anyway. You know what I mean?
Honestly,
they're not born to
she
be
wanted
mothers.
12 kids. She couldn't handle 4. Now another thing
You know
is
how many brothers
too,
and sisters I got?
no idea.
9.
Yeah. Now this is what really pissed me off. While I was filing to take her to court, I told her when her mother died, like
Her
2
grandma?
years ago. Yes, like 2 years ago, I want to see my brother before he dies because he's born mentally retarded. The doctors told my mother he wouldn't live past 2. The dude lived till like he was 44 years old, swear to God. He died on Father's Day, a day before his birthday last year. And do you know that I got a text message at 6 o'clock in the morning that I didn't wake up till 8 o'clock in the morning that my sister posted at 4 in the morning, which means that they were at the fucking hospital because they're in Florida, which is the same time as our time.
Oh, no way.
So that's how vindictive they are. Like, this is just wrong because my sister came up, stole my Bobby or hockey puck and left the state with it.
Bobby or hockey puck?
Yeah,
No way.
Since 1978. When the Blizzard of 78 came, I got a hockey stick, a hockey helmet,
no way.
football helmet, and 2 hockey pucks. And my grandma went to the bank, Bay Bank, and said, hey, if you open up a bank account, they give you autographed Bobby or hockey puck. He was their son, a thumbprint.
Oh, that's how you got it.
And she stole it. And the judge allowed her to keep it. Well, she had it for 20 years. Well, I ain't taking it away from her. That's aiding and abetting in the theft. So now I don't know what I do because I called. I went to go see the judge thing to file a complaint against the judge because I believe that she put a prejudice order in it, but I read it last night.
So there wasn't, right?
Yeah, it wasn't. So I can't.
I can tell you, David.
But I think she's biased because she's a mother.
Yeah, I have to go because
I know.
I'm the captain.
I talk a lot, you know what I mean?
No, it's okay, but you know,
Thank you
this
very
one
much.
because we would have done it, okay, David?
Right. Thank you for understanding. Have a good day. Thank you. Got that.